Good, beautiful morning. Welcome to this episode of A Dog's Life. My name is John. I am your host. And we are here together on our collective journey of understanding our worth. Today's episode, for me, is going to be very raw. And it really touches deep inside myself. I am going to express myself in ways that I never have. Because in doing so, I want you out there listening to really understand your worth, the worth you have, the worth you are, not the worth you'll be when you change, not the worth you'll be if your body changes, if your finance changes, the worth you are. In my morning meditation, in listening to things that resonate with me, something I was listening to this morning, the speaker said, at what age was the first time that you felt unworthy? So today, I am going to tackle that. Just know that you're along for a unique ride. During the last couple of these, I have not chewed gum. And I felt my mouth getting dry, so I'm back to chewing gum today. Any weird faces I make, please just disregard. The first time in my recollection that I felt like I was not enough, I was approximately 5 years old. In my recollections can be funny. They can be whatever we think they are, but time being elusive. In my recollection, I was about 5 years old. My parents were visiting friends of theirs. I'm not going to mention any names because some of you will know these people. But they had a son about my age. And we were in a basement playroom. And we were playing. And I don't remember exactly what we were doing other than I was sitting on top of a little slide. And there were two children there, but one of the two children reached out and he poked my stomach and he said, "You're fat." Through all of my years, that has stuck with me. We get so caught up in society and its perception of what we should be that we quit understanding that we are worthy the way we are. We are not worthy when we lose the 50 pounds. We're not worthy when we feel comfortable with our bank account. We're worthy right now. Your worth is not dependent on any of those things. What your worth is dependent on is you holistically embodying that worth. Since I've traveled this deep down the road, let's just keep traveling. Probably 5th grade, 6th grade, somewhere in that area, when we start hitting puberty. I'm still a heavier kid. and I'm tall. I'm now 6'3", so at that age I had started to spurt. I was still tall for my age, still chunky, fat. I still had extra girth. Um, I hit puberty late. I remember being in the changing rooms with other people, hitting puberty late, so I felt not enough because others around me had. At that age, we all look at each other naked. We're all curious. So take someone like me at that age that did not embody my worthiness. Here I am, someone that does not, that did not does not, did not embody their worth. So here I am, 5th, 6th, 7th grade. All these other people around me are going through puberty. I'm already chunky and tall. So changing, I felt inadequate. I would see other people that it went through. I would look at their junk. I would compare it to mine. I felt unfreaking worthy. Add to that having to put on a Speedo that just puts everything right out there. I mean, there's no questioning what you got going on when you're wearing a Speedo. Oh, shoot. So any inadequacy that I already felt, I'm not inadequate, but at that point I felt it, as a child, all came rushing back in through those years of my life when I'm hitting puberty late, feeling inadequate, wearing a freaking Speedo with my belly hanging over the front of it so I could go to swim class. Oh, how I did not understand my worthiness. We head on into the next few years in high school. I'm still heavier. I'm still insecure in my body and where I'm at. At that point, I didn't even understand who I was attracted to, whether I was attracted to men, whether I was attracted to women, to both. I had no clue what I wanted. So in being insecure in my body, I would use humor as my way to, is like my common ground to, I started to say, make people like me, and maybe that is the right answer. I used humor as my stepping stone to feel better about myself. And that went on all through high school. My feeling inadequate, my using humor to find my worthiness. I spent that time looking up to others, feeling like they were better than I was. Man, sometimes we get so caught up in the world's perception, we totally miss our worthiness. Even shortly after high school, about 2 years after I had dropped a bunch of weight, I felt better in my skin. Even at that point, I did not feel worthy. I did not feel enough. And I started to say at that point, I was still a fat person in a skinny person's body, but that's not true because fat, skinny, tall, short, it doesn't matter because your worthiness comes from within. You are worthy. We just get so caught up in society that we forget about our worthiness. We're kind of like, let's take a dusty mirror, for example. It's set in your grandmother's attic for the last 4 decades. Let's say that she has passed away. You were upstairs, you were going through that attic, and you find it. You take it out, you start cleaning it up, you wipe it off, and you were just astounded by the beauty of it. You were that mirror. It's not the dust you're wiping off, it's society's perceptions and understanding that your worth was already there. The mirror was still the mirror, whether it had the dust and dirt on it. You just changed the way it looked at itself. We've just went through a lot of political upheaval here in the US. We just had elections this week. It was a very heated situation. People get, let me think that through. I am so saddened by friends that will no longer talk to each other over differences of opinion on who should be, quote unquote, the leader of the free world. Are our friendships that fragile that we cannot be okay with somebody having a different opinion than we have? Do we love them so little that their belief of who should run our country can make you not want to be their friend? If we really feel our worthiness inside, we do not let things like that define us, define who we care about. We feel comfortable and confident in who we are. Just like you were the mirror taking the layers of dust off. Let's take a king in a third world country. Let's say that he was born into it rather than elected. And let's say that country is going through very turbulent times. And this gentleman is really just has the pressure on him from the people around him wanting him to do stuff. And he's getting a lot of backlash. Does the backlash and the turbulence change the fact that he is a king? No. Just like anything you have went through in your life does not change your worthiness. Love yourself. Know that you are enough. Know that you are worthy. Thank you for sharing this beautiful Tuesday morning with me. I love you all. Thank you.